What is up, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Dudes Who Bet Sports.
So you want to bet sports, but you need some advice on how to cash in big at a heck of a price. Well, if you want enough money to line your shorts, then you're in the right place. This is Dudes Who Bet Sports. Dudes Who Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Dudes Who Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Dudes Who Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Halterman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dudes Who Bet Sports podcast. By the way, top right corner, look at that. New logo. You like it?
Yes.
Yeah, new logo. Parker AC did that. He does all our guide logos as well. Really, really good job. Really excited to have him, and we've had him for years. He did all the logos. So we got a good show today. We got NFL preview show today. Finally, our last preview show. We're doing over-unders for all 32 NFL teams. Then we're talking games. Right? We got Nebraska at Illinois.
We got two dandies.
We got UCLA at Iowa. Or excuse me, Hawaii at UCLA, I should say.
Right.
I'm sitting next to the biggest Iowa fan. That's why. So
that's right.
Yeah, listen, we're pumped up for this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited to go through the NFL. I think these over-unders are extremely interesting. And and then get to talk about games. So it's great. Look at this, Dennis. I said, hey, there's Dennis.
There's old Dennis.
And he says Saints 16-0. We'll see.
Oh, I don't think so, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis, famous Jameis last night, man. He was chucking that ball. Did you watch any of that? Probably not.
No, they don't count. So I don't watch. Yeah, because they don't count. No. I don't care anything about them, down.
Me either. I hate preseason NFL football. I hate it.
Can't get much out of that.
I don't even like when the starters are in, honestly, because it's just like,
absolutely. You just wonder how long are they going to play?
No,
you know.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you get a series. But listen, famous Jameis did look good last week, no doubt, or last night, I should say, Dennis. So, all right, let's do it though. Let's talk about NFL totals. Boy, I'm going to pull them up on the screen now. So there you see, we've got the whole list there. Where do you want to start? AFC or NFC?
I've got the NFC pulled up here on my cheat sheet.
Let's do it. Let's do NFC East. You want to do that first?
East, that's exactly the order I've got it.
All right, let's kick it right off into the NFC East. Yeah, all right. I scrolled down first. I have Dallas on top here.
I do too.
Their over-under total is 9. Listen, they should get that, right?
Well, when you look at that division, which is pitifully weak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, the rumors are going around. Is Prescott going to be able to play? You know, we don't know that. Now, if he doesn't, then the odds go down a lot.
Yeah.
So we're going to assume he's going to play. I have him at 10.
I do too.
And they should win more than that. But there's just things about the Cowboys that just don't add up. For the sake
of this show, because we have to make a pick,
we do.
I am going to go over.
I am too.
I would not bet this one. I would stay away from this one completely. I do not like this one, but for the sake of the show, I'm going to go over.
I would go over because I looked at their schedule. They should win 10 games.
They should.
I mean, they should sweep the division. When you get right down to it, that's what's that? That 5 went.
I mean, I don't know if
there.
Sweep the division, but they should go 4-2 at least, right?
Okay, I'm gonna 4-2, and that's if you're playing bad.
Yeah,
I mean they got Prescott.
Yeah,
it's some people think Elliott might be on the way down. I think he'll come back. He didn't have a quarterback, so
I think if they're winning and he's interested, I think he'll be better.
Yeah, I do too.
I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be really good.
Yeah. The thing with Elliott, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, well, he is,
he's
but
just a weirdo, so you don't know. But who isn't in the NFL?
And they should be good, though. They really should.
Kind of Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, on offense, they're great. Of course, the problem is defense. It's on defense, and they took some measures to try to fix that.
Yeah,
and they should. I see this down here from Jason. I don't think they'll be sub 500. I really don't. I'm going over also.
All right, but then again, I don't think either one of us are too happy.
Oh no.
With that one. All right, let's move on to the New York Giants. All right, let's go to the Giants here. Where the heck are the Giants? I thought they would be.
Well, they're so bad you left them off.
Let's see. Where did they put the Giants? New York Giants. Here they are. 7 wins for the New York Giants. I think they're a little bit better this year. Obviously, they're a little more healthy. You got to assume Saquon's going to stay healthy.
Yeah.
You never know
right.
How a running back's going to come back from ACL. They got better as the year went on last
They
year.
did.
They kind of adjusted.
I kind of like their quarterback.
I hate their quarterback.
I know. I kind of like him. I think he's the key.
Yeah.
I have him at 7. That's exactly where I have him. Let me look at their schedule right quick here, because sometimes in the pros, that makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference.
It does.
You have him 7.
I got him at 7. I'll see if I can figure out if they can win 8 here.
Listen, I think they can. I have them 9 and 8.
Do you really?
I do. I think they're going to be a little bit
10.
better. Just like Dallas, this isn't one I want to bet, really.
Oh, no.
I'm not excited about this one. I don't trust them.
This division. But look, will they beat Denver in New York?
I think so. Yeah, there's one.
Atlanta?
I think they could beat them. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not going to beat the Rams.
No.
Carolina.
Yeah, it's a winnable.
Okay,
game.
That's 3. What do you mean? That's at home?
Oh, that's 3.
At home.
Mm-hmm.
How about Vegas?
Is it at home?
Yes.
Yeah,
they could.
So see, there's 4.
There's 4 right there, and we haven't mentioned Philadelphia and Washington. They're 6, right?
So they could get there. I think 7 is a more than fair number.
I do too. I have them pick second in the division, so I'm going to go over.
Yep, I agree with that. All right, let's go with Washington. This team won the division last year somehow. The Washington football team.
Somebody had to win it, Aaron.
They are set at 8.5. They've got Ryan Fitzpatrick now.
Do. Yeah. I guess that's an upgrade maybe over what they had.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you say it is? 8.5?
8.5.
I'm going under.
I think I'll go under too.
No, I
am not a believer.
I don't like them at all.
They really weren't that good last year.
No.
So I'm going to go under.
No, they weren't that good.
Obviously. I will go under the 8.5. And then Philadelphia to round out the NFC East. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They're over under total 6.5. I'm going under that. Well, I've got them winning 4.
Here's the thing. And I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan because he played at OU. No one else in OU is, but I am. He's not an NFL quarterback. And if they're banking their hopes on him, and I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's a great player and a leader and all of that. I got him at 5, so I'm going under also. I've got him ranked one of the worst teams in the NFL.
I think Jalen Hurts is awful as far as NFL quarterbacks are concerned.
Yes.
That's the thing. He was a good college quarterback. Lincoln Riley got a lot out of him.
He did.
He's not great in the NFL. I think the Eagles as a team aren't very good. I think if you surrounded Hurts with some good players, maybe he could get there. 6.5 is too much.
I think they're in rebuild. I think they're in rebuild mode.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be with this quarterback. So,
no. What do we got
as far as Fitzmagic always lasts 4 weeks tops. That's right. Like I could see them getting out to a good start, and then he's awful. I mean, that's just how it goes.
He's not good enough.
The team from Washington that plays football will go over. Ooh. Jason says, I don't know about 8.5.
What was that? 8.5?
8.5.
Over?
That's a lot.
I have to disagree too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to admit, Jason, I don't like their name.
Listen, Dennis throwing shade. He says, Bet365 seems more organized than you guys. We're going division by division. We're not going alphabetical order.
No.
What good is that? Come on, Dennis.
Come on.
What's wrong
You're being
with you?
Picky, buddy.
I got to agree on the Sheagles under.
The Sheagles.
They're terrible. Yeah, this division, it's been called the NFC East a lot.
There's old Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Do you think the NFC East is going to be any better? Has it made any progress? It's got to be better than last year. I think a winning record wins the division.
I do too. I think Dallas would have had a winning record last year if Prescott had stayed healthy. You got to understand that. Well, they were 6-10. I think they could have been.
They probably could
9-7 with him.
That's fair because they had Andy Dalton, who we're going to talk about in a little while.
Yeah.
And then
he had a great year
freaking, Garrett Gilbert was their quarterback for a couple games. I mean, it was.
It's their defense is the problem. That's the problem.
Dallas. Well, yeah. I mean, the Browns went in there and scored like 50 on them, and the Browns weren't moving the ball at all at that time. No. So it's a big problem. All right, let's go on though. We're going to go to Green Bay's division. I'm not going to call it the North. I'm just going to call it Green Bay's division.
Yeah.
I think this team, now that Aaron Rodgers has decided he's going to play, they look pretty tough to me in this division. I put them on top. Their over-under is 10. So 10. They got to go over 10, don't they?
Let's see what I've got them at here. I've got them at 12. I think 12-5 is realistic for them. That's about what they do every year.
Yeah.
With Rodgers, if he's going to play with the right attitude, he's still the best in the division.
Yeah.
And probably top what? Would you rate him third in the whole league, maybe? Third or fourth?
Yeah, I would think so.
He's got to be top 5 for sure.
I think he is. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, when it comes to the NFL, you got a great quarterback, you're going to win some games.
Yeah.
And they got some people around him. Yeah, I think 10 is a little bit low. I'd bet over all day on that one.
Now that this is settled, yeah, I think the speculation is, well, is his heart in it? I think once they get rolling, it will be. I mean,
Well, let's think about this.
here's the deal. They should, and I say should loosely, have been in the Super Bowl last year. They were probably all year long. They were better than Tampa. They just kind of blew that game.
Well, Tampa got on a roll, and then there was a questionable coaching decision there in the last couple of minutes, and their coach has been, really raked over the coals on that. Getting back to Rodgers, why in the hell do you play the game if you don't care? Why do you go out? I mean, what's he going to do? Go out there and throw games just to make Green Bay look bad? He's going to play hard.
Well, he's a little bit of a loose cannon, though. I will say that.
But he's kind
of been an asshole through all this.
Well, he has. His heart is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, let's go on. So Dennis is saying the team should be in alphabetical order. I just pulled up the over-unders on a random site. What they've done, now that I look at it, it's based on the number of wins. So, like, Kansas City's at 12.5, and then they go down from there.
Dennis, if you want us to do that, we can.
We could. If you want, Dennis, if you want me to stop the show and I'll find it. No, I'm just kidding with you. I probably made a mistake.
We need a new director here, I think.
But now that I know where they're listed, I can find them quicker. All right. So Minnesota Vikings are next. Their over/under total is 9. Boy,
I like this team.
You like them? Go ahead, because I don't like them.
I like them. If Kirk Cousins plays like he did the second half of the year, they got a great running back. The receivers are good. Offensively, they're fine. Mike Zimmer, their head coach, is a defensive guy. He was pissed off with the defense last year. They had some injuries. They got some guys back. They made moves in the offseason. Yeah, I know, Mark. Anyway, I said if he plays like he did the second half of the year.
He won't.
9, you say?
Yeah, 9. This is a big key, too. Running backs haven't stayed healthy, and that's Dalvin Cook needs to. Go ahead, though. 9.
I'm going over.
Yeah, I will, too.
What the hell? You're sitting there, you're knocking everything I say.
Well, somebody's got to finish second in this division. You look at the next 2 teams we're going to talk about the division. I don't think they're great at all.
No.
So I'm going to go over.
I almost made Minnesota a playoff team.
I agree with Jay. It's very tough to get a read on this team. Very, very tough. But I do think that 9 is.
I do like Zimmer as a coach.
I think he's a good coach.
He's pretty solid.
Yeah, I think he's a good coach.
So you got to go with that a little bit.
9.5, I would take under, but since it's 9, I think they can hit that number maybe.
And here you were just criticizing me like hell. You did the same thing I did.
I know. I
okay.
did.
All right.
It really didn't make a lot of sense. So I just did that, but I don't know. Here's the team I don't believe in, okay? And that's why I put the Vikings at over.
Okay.
The Bears are next.
Okay.
Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
They're at 7.5.
Oh, okay.
I'm going under. I do not believe in the Bears.
I think a better bet would be how many games it'll be till Justin Fields is the quarterback.
0. I think he plays the first week. He's got to.
Well, I don't. I think Dalton. I think they signed Dalton because he's safe. He's a safe sign. He's not going to win you a lot of games.
Yeah.
But you're going to be competitive with him until Fields gets his legs under him. I think that was what they were thinking.
Yeah.
What'd you say it was?
7.5.
I'll go under.
I'll go under as well. I don't believe in the Bears.
I had them at 6.
Let's see. I had the Bears at 4-13. So
I think you better go under.
So the next one to round out the AFC North, it's the Detroit Lions. Poor. Did you know that Detroit is Magic's team? I don't know if you knew that or not. But
really?
Yeah, he loves Detroit. Well, he's from Michigan. So Detroit, I think they're going to be awful. Their win total is 4.5. I have him at 3-14. I went under in this.
I did too. Is there a worse organization in the country?
Well, in the NFL?
In the league?
Maybe the Jets.
I think the Jets are kind of getting better. They've got a whole new regime. They seem to have a plan. Detroit, I tell you, I almost forgot to mention this. There is one guy in the NFL
Maybe the Texans.
I feel the most sorry for.
Who's that?
Jared Goff.
Yeah, he gets traded
Poor
from
guy.
a good team and a good coach for him.
Yeah,
as well.
he goes from maybe a Super Bowl contender to shit.
Now,
And
one thing 4-13. It's a 17-game schedule this year, Dennis, not 16.
That's right.
So remember that as you're taking these over-unders, you have an extra game as well.
Dennis, you need to quit worrying about the
Listen,
Dennis, tune in here.
You give us shit, and then you give us a comment like that. Come on, buddy.
I got him at 3-14 also, and I don't know where the 3 are coming from, to be honest. Maybe the Bears.
Yeah, well, I think we're both under the 4.5.
Yes.
Listen, Dennis, I'm gonna ask Papa Dude a question just to get a kick out of this. All right, and I'm gonna ask it just for you. What did you think of CM Punk's return on Friday night?
CM Punk. I guess I missed that. Are you surprised?
Do you know who CM
No.
Punk is?
I'm assuming it's a wrestler.
Yeah, it is. It is. It was
Who
unreal.
else would have a name? Either that or a rapper. It'd have to be a wrestler or a rapper.
See,
in my generation, we don't worry about shit. We don't worry about that.
All right, let's move on.
I was on the beach.
I did that just to make Dennis laugh because he's my wrestling guy.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Hey, how about the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay
Dennis's
Buccaneers?
permission before we did this? Before we went to this?
No, I didn't ask
Okay,
Dennis
all
for
right.
permission.
I
So
thought maybe you jumped ahead. Okay.
no, the NFC South.
All right. Okay.
The NFC South is where we'll go next. Tampa Bay, they're on the board here at 12 wins, or the second highest win total. I have them at 14-3, so I'm going to go over. Okay, but here's the deal. I don't blame you if you're going to play the under because you looked at last year and their regular season record wasn't very good. This is a team that got better and better and better as the season went on. That last part of that season, they really gelled. If they carry that over, I think they're going over that 12. I went over. What about you?
Well, again, I'm going to get raked over the coals for this too, but any team Tom Brady on is automatically 5 wins better than they were with anybody else.
I don't think you get raked over the coals. I don't think people, it's a love-hate thing with him, but I don't think anybody's arguing anymore with that. I agree. Yeah.
He is just one of those guys as a coach you want. He's a leader. And they play better when he's there because for some reason he gains the respect of the rest of the team, and that's what you want in a quarterback, and that's what he is.
Yep.
Having said that, they made no changes in the offseason, which sometimes that's a little questionable, but they stuck with everything they had. I totally agree with you. They were awesome down the stretch.
Yep.
They got everybody back. There's no reason they won't be good. One of these days, Brady's going to slow down. We say that. How many years now? We say that 4 or 5.
Said
And
it
he
a
just
lot.
doesn't. You talk about a remarkable individual. They need to clone his body. It's, it's incredible.
Yeah.
They do protect him extremely well, but he
They do.
still gets hit. You still got to go out there and go through that. Practices and all of that. Of course, they probably let him do whatever he wants to in practice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you. I'm going over. I got him at 14-3.
I think you're right. We've had some people saying over, some people saying under. Extra game, lost both games to the Saints with Breeze. Now Jameis is looking good so far, but he's not beating Brady twice. So there's another situation where the Saints aren't quite as good this year. We guess. You never know. And Carolina's not very good. Atlanta's not very good. So
And you don't know who Jameis is beating right now.
exactly. And I agree with this. I think Giselle helps him burn calories, right? That's
a good point. And I know who Giselle is, so that's pretty good for
So Giselle gets a point. CM Punk, we don't know who that is.
I know who Giselle is, but I don't know if she came on the screen. I would recognize her.
Hey, piss on Bet 365, Dennis. No, that's an interesting point. They have them at 11.5. So if you like the over at 12, go to Bet 365. You get 11.5.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on. I don't think we need to talk a ton about the rest of this division, but there are some interesting teams here. What about the Atlanta Falcons? Their over-under is set at 7.5. What do you think of the Falcons?
They're toughy. They got Matt Ryan's a good quarterback. He's getting old. A lot of people thought they would trade him in the offseason. They stuck with him. What have I got them at? What's the 7.5?
Yeah.
I got him at 7, so I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go over. I've got them at 8. So we're
right in the ballpark.
We're right in the ballpark. But listen, that's why these lines, Vegas sets these lines very, very, very
They know
well.
what they're doing.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Since Carolina's on the screen here, 7.5 for them as well. I like Matt Rule as a head coach.
I do too.
I don't think he had a lot to work with last year. I think he can kind of get this thing turned around.
I do too.
I have them at 8 wins. So I'm going to go over again. What about you?
I tell you what, you may be dead on right there. I think they're a year away. I love what they're doing. They're trying to build for the future.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about their quarterback. I'm not crazy about Sam Darnold. I wrote down the first 8 games that they played there, and let's throw those out.
Okay.
Because they could get off to a hell of a start.
Throw them out.
All right. They open with the Jets.
That's a win.
Carolina.
That's a win.
Okay. Then they got the Saints at Carolina. That's a win. They could
win that game.
I mean, that's not one you're going to say they're going to lose.
It's a 50-50 game.
It is.
Yeah.
Then they go to Houston. Depending
They
on
should
what
win that game.
the mess is down there.
That's a mess.
No.
Yep.
So they could be 3-0.
They could.
They go to Dallas. Hell, that's the kind of game Dallas loses.
Well, they shouldn't, but they
should.
could.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's say they lose that. It's 3-1. Then the Eagles come in there.
They should beat the Eagles.
4-1.
Yep.
Okay. Then you got a toughie when the Vikings come in, but can they win that in
They
Carolina?
can beat the Vikings
exactly.
at Carolina.
That's 5-1.
They could, at worst, I think they're
Absolutely.
even if things are going bad, they're 3-3.
That's right. And then they go to the Giants. That's
Which
game
is a
you
winnable
can
game.
win.
Yeah, it's a
And
50-50.
The 8th game in that schedule, they go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking 6-2, 5-3 coming out of the gate. And then your prediction.
You got to get 8 wins to get
you
your
might
over.
get there.
I think,
I almost went that. I don't like Sam Darnold very well. I think they're a year away. So you said 7?
Yeah, 7.5.
Oh, somebody else likes them too.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go under.
So you're still going under after all that?
Yeah, I am.
Jesus. All right.
Let's
Let's round it out, this division with the 16-0 New Orleans Saints, according to Dennis. Dennis, they're going to go 17-0. You forgot the game. New Orleans.
They're going to get COVID on one.
Oh, well, no, that'll be a forfeit.
That's right.
So, okay, New Orleans, 9 wins. Completely fair here, all right? Yeah. I think this is the hardest team in the NFL because I like their coach.
I do too.
I don't think Drew Brees was great towards the end of that season. I don't know what to do with this team. I think 9 is a flat out amazing over-under for them. I think that's a really good line.
That's where I have them.
I do too. I have them in 9 wins. So I guess I will go over so I could push if they get 9, I'll go the over, but I don't know on this team.
I don't either.
I don't know.
You don't know what kind of effect losing Brees is going to.
The leadership effect and everything like that is going to be big.
How long has Drew Brees been in New Orleans? I mean, he's the face of the franchise.
They won some games without him last year.
They did, and he wasn't what he used to be. He couldn't throw the ball deep anymore.
No,
but he still was there, and he was just one of those guys that overshadowed everything. The division is not terribly hard.
They could beat. They could win the bottom 2 teams for sure. They could beat them twice. They could.
You want to run down their schedule right quick, or do we not have time?
You run it down. Why not? I don't know if we want to run down all 17 games.
Okay,
but
let's just look at it.
Since Dennis has been really nice, maybe we should talk about his team. I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe we shouldn't since you're saying that. Anyway, okay, the old was Green Bay. I don't know about that.
Where is it at?
It's in New Orleans. That could be a win, but that's a tough one. Go to Carolina, go to New England.
See, all 3 of those games are really iffy games.
They are.
They could win all 3
as well. So let's just think.
Yeah.
You start off 0-3 without Drew Brees. What the hell's going to happen?
Well, yeah, it's going to crumble.
Oh, Jameis Winston, he sucks. And you know what's going to happen?
We're going to go with Taysom Hill if they start 0-3. I think Taysom Hill comes in and Winston goes out.
So who the hell's Taysom Hill? I mean, come on. So that's what I'm looking at here. And then they got to win with the Giants if they're still together by then. If they go on 3 without Drew Brees, you're going to have panic like crazy.
Yeah, it's
I'm going under.
I'll go over.
I think 8.
Yeah, and then Dennis says if they get off to a slow start, the fans turn him and they will turn to Hill, or they wouldn't turn as easy on Hill. They wouldn't because Hill's been there and he's made plays with them.
Right.
So
I guess.
I mean, do you trust Winston against Belichick's defense? That's the thing.
I don't trust Winston against my defense.
They're against Sir Coxie Bears defense.
That's right.
Your old high school team you coached or coached for or with. You didn't coach football last couple of years, I guess. But anyway, you did it one time. But yeah, that's the problem, right?
Yeah,
that's the problem. You know what? We've seen this from Winston, so and that's just the problem. He looked good last night, but like I said, doesn't count. So
he might have been playing the fourth string.
It very well could have been. Well, no, not at the beginning. He was playing the first string.
Yeah,
but did they really care?
Listen,
That's
he's
the
got
question.
talent.
All right, he does. But let's move on.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about Jameis this
Got
whole
him.
show. Let's move on to the NFC West, the last division in the NFC. I think this is the best division in the NFC. We'll start since the Rams are listed here first, and the 49ers are both at 10.5. Start with the Rams. What do you think?
I love them.
I do too. I think they're going to be really good.
Stafford is, Stafford was in Detroit.
Yeah.
So you can't really go by anything that he did. I think he gets kind of a bad rap. And he didn't get him to the playoffs. I think twice maybe, but it's Detroit.
Yeah.
Had some weapons there too, but they never could get it all together. This is a very good football team. The Rams are. They've got Aaron Donald over on deep. I mean, they're deep. They're well coached. They're in a tough ass division.
They're in a really tough division.
They may finish third in the division.
So that's what makes the 10.5 tough for them.
Oh,
put them in the NFC East
14.
I think so.
Yeah,
but you hear. You got to go to Seattle. You got to go to Seattle. You got to go to San Francisco. Arizona's pretty damn good. I mean, even one of those teams could beat you at home.
Yeah.
Tough.
Should we look and see if they got another toughie?
They've
got a tough schedule.
Their
10.5
tough.
again. Freaking Vegas. They pissed me off.
I know.
They
It's a perfect line.
Yeah. I'm going over.
I'll go over as well. Lots of acres is going to hurt, but I think they've got guys that can replace them. And I really believe we're going to learn what Matt Stafford is. I believe
he an upgrade over Goff?
I think he's a huge upgrade.
I do too.
That's my thought. But here's the deal. Sometimes these guys that have come from those shitty teams, they get off to a good start and then they're not really used to that pressure and the expectation to win versus the expectation of we're going to get our ass kicked and he'll just have a good game.
I agree. That's the question mark.
That's the question mark.
I got to think the Rams are pretty sure he can do it.
Well, I trust the coach. That's where I'm at with that.
Yeah,
so
I'm going over.
I'll go.
I really like this.
All right, let's go one team down here. San Francisco, 10.5 for them. I think they're going to be a lot better. I think they're going to get healthy.
They were injured. Oh, you lose Bosa off the defense.
Yeah, it's a big. And you don't have the quarterback.
And their big tight end was hurt.
Yeah,
Kittle.
I think the key is going to be. Is Garoppolo good enough to get him to 10.5?
Well, I don't think he's as good as Stafford.
I don't either.
But the team may be.
I don't think they're as good as the Rams, but they might be better than maybe anybody else as a team.
When I was going through here doing these previews, I kind of screwed up on them. And then I went back. And,
Mark says he trusts Garoppolo.
Well, I think he's pretty good. I mean, he's okay.
I don't know.
This is a tough-ass division.
He's the worst quarterback in the division.
Yeah. I think that's where I put him.
You have to.
I think I did. Yeah.
He's not. He's
okay.
He does not trust. Okay. All right.
when the chips are down.
Yeah.
Are they going to beat Seattle? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Everybody kind of overlooks Seattle all the time. That is a tough team.
Somebody's going under in this division.
I got to pick them.
I think San Francisco's
going
under.
Over two. In my preview, I wanted to redo it, and it was already scheduled because I got back in there. I got to look, and I was, I don't think they're that good.
I don't know that they're good enough to win
6 last year. I know they had all kinds of injuries, but boy, from 6, 10.5?
Yeah,
from 6 to 11,
it's tough.
That's a big jump.
Now I will say again, another team if they're in a different division.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
I think they make the playoffs. I think they do.
I think all of the teams are going to make the playoffs out of this division.
I do too.
So
I don't think Arizona is.
Well, they're definitely the question mark, and we'll get to them in a second. But let's
I'm going to go under.
All right, under for us on there. Seattle's at 10. Perfect line for them. They always seem to hit right around this. I'm going over though. I trust the quarterback.
There's been some off-season things about him not being happy with the way things were going. He's a gamer.
Yep.
And Pete Carroll's he's a hell of a coach. If you think he's a goofball, that's all right. He kind of is.
Yeah.
But God, he gets those guys to play.
Yeah.
They play. Their schedule's pretty tough. I'm going over.
All right. So the final one here, Arizona, they're at 8.5. I think it's pretty good. I think Arizona's over.
I've got them right at that. And the reason I think this is a very good team.
I do too.
Put them in another division, they're playoffs.
Yep. Tough division.
Can Kyler Murray stay healthy?
Well, that's the key.
That's the key.
If he doesn't, then it's under.
No. So I'm going to go under.
All right. Well, and that's fair. He did not stay healthy last year. All right. We got our first complaint. Well, second complaint. Jared's saying, can you get to the Chiefs over already? Let's go. We're going to
All
the
right,
AFC.
Jared. I don't know why we didn't do it first anyway.
AFC, because he's not on here. AFC West
I figured we would.
is where we'll go now. And you notice, as I said, these totals are they're in order of, most total versus least. The Chiefs are up there at 12.5. I will lock this in. This isn't over for me. The Chiefs play 17 games. You're telling me they're not going to win 13 of them?
Well,
lock it in over. I think this is the best shot on the board.
Let's make it very clear, too.
We hate the Chiefs.
We're in Missouri, but neither one of us are Chiefs fans.
No, I root against them every week. But this is, listen, I agree.
Oh, I do too.
It's an over.
I am going to piss Jared off just a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. He's listening.
Jared, here's the deal. The Chiefs are a fantastic team.
Yeah.
Because of one reason. It's number 15.
Well, now I'll say this. They've got good. That's why they're over this win total.
No. Yes. But you put him with any team in the league.
Yeah, they're going to be over this win total.
You're going to make the playoffs. You have a once in a generation player.
Oh, yeah.
And you got a great coaching staff.
Wow.
And, if Andy Reid, he gets criticized sometimes, but my God, who saw this guy for what he was?
That's right. Yep.
We're Big 12 fans. We watched him play. Hell, I remember he put up a lot of numbers against OU, but who the hell didn't?
Well, and he played at Texas Tech. That's the thing. All the quarterbacks at Texas Tech were great in number-wise.
But they've never been any good in the NFL.
No, and people ripped the Chiefs when he drafted this guy.
Absolutely.
So Andy Reid is fantastic.
Listen.
He got the – okay, and Mahomes could win anywhere. But he also got the perfect head coach.
He did.
Yeah.
And they developed him. Their receivers are great. Kelsey's as good as they come.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, if you can keep him from shoplifting at Walmart or something like that. Or even worse,
I always tell Jared, I said, it's only a matter of time before Tyreek gets kicked out.
You get another year out of him.
But you know what? He stuck around.
Hey, listen, how many games does Mahomes win right at the end?
My
buddy that I coached with, we'd be having basketball practice on Sundays when the Chiefs are playing. He hates the Chiefs. And they'd be behind like late in the game, like 21-17, something like that. And I said, who's got the ball? He said they do. I said,
game over.
Lock it up.
Yeah.
Just don't even turn it back on. And
well,
they're going to lose or they're going to win.
And that's why the Super Bowl was so shocking. Not even so much that they lost, but just the way how bad they played. But the one key, and we'll get to this, and then kind of we got to go on to somebody else. But the key, they've shored up the big problem. The offensive line was a huge problem.
Maybe
now it's not.
They're
better. They're way better.
They need a little bit better running game, I think, than what they've got. But how he gains so daggum many yards himself.
Yeah,
they're fun to watch. And
they are.
They are, and he's amazing. And Jared, enjoy this guy for as long as you can.
Yeah,
because as long as you can keep him healthy. But I tell you what, if he gets hurt, you can say that about a lot of guys. But,
any team's in trouble, but they're especially in trouble.
Yeah. And one more thing before we get off here.
Go ahead.
And I heard you guys talking about it last year after the Super Bowl on Blinkers Off. I gained more admiration for Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
He was out of his mind.
He was.
And he got no help. They didn't catch the ball.
No.
Like, I described it as this. He would scramble, and he'd run backwards 20 yards, and then he'd run the side 20, and then he'd run forward, and then he would throw off one leg, sidearm, right, he got right in the chest. He'd drop it every time.
And if I remember right, Jared, I believe, did some research on how many yards he actually ran that day. Scrambling all over the place. And he's the only player showed up. So he's great. Yeah, I'm going over, and I would bet a lot of money on that. Yeah,
and let me throw this up. Yeah, it's currently so meaning if you bet 100 on this, you're getting plus 110, so you're getting 110 back profits. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a little low. I don't know where they're going on that.
I'll tell you what. It's almost too good to be true.
It is.
Like they know something, even though there's nothing they could know.
I don't know, unless they're thinking he might get hurt.
Well, a lot of times these bets that are too good to be true, they turn out to not come in, but I don't see how
You
they
think
don't
they
get
may
there.
be thinking he might get hurt?
Well, sure.
He's
I mean,
been
that's what
banged up a little bit,
Yeah.
and
I mean, that's probably
that would be the only thing.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I threw this up here and then I took it off, but we're going to talk about the Broncos next. This is the problem with the rest of this division, right? You've got Mahomes, who's maybe one of the top quarterbacks. Well, he is number one in the league, but he might be, by the time he's over, he might be one of the best ever. And then you've got this trash of Drew Lock, David Carr. Now Justin Herbert, I shouldn't have said trash. He's got a shot to be pretty good, but he's also with the Chargers. Let's go to the Denver Broncos, though. 8.5, the line on them. Let's see. I have Denver 7 wins. I'll go under the 8.5.
Well, Mark, I agree with you. They're my team too. They used to be when Elway was there a million years ago. They were my guys. I loved them. Not anymore. Drew Lock.
He sucks.
No, I'm afraid. Now they've made improvements. I just don't like the quarterback situation. What's the wrong?
7.5. Or sorry, 8.5. Sorry,
I got him at 8. So I'm going under.
Yeah, I'm going under as well. The Raiders are at 7. The Gruden experiment, it really is not working out that great so far. This is a big year for him. I don't see how they get there. I'm going under with them as well.
Whoa.
You like the Raiders?
I do.
Okay.
I'm going over.
Okay, all right. And then the Chargers, I'm shocked by this. 9.5.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going under on the Chargers, too.
I know. Herbert was unbelievable last year.
It was.
But they're the Chargers.
I know.
They just don't win games.
No, they do not.
Unless, when back and down Fouts, that's 100 years ago. Rivers could win some games every once in a while, but they always lose ones they shouldn't. 9.5, no way. Under.
Yeah. It says Raiders are under. They have nothing. Bring back the bootleg and Jake Plummer. And then with Denver, Dennis says they'll win 3 or 4 games. Pull up Denver's schedule on your.
All right, I think I'm going to agree with you there, Dennis. I think I remember.
Yeah, pull up their first. Let's go through the 4
All
games.
Right, here we go. Bear with me.
Here we go.
All right,
here we go. Denver. All right, here it is.
At Giants.
I don't think they're going to win.
I don't either.
So that's 0-1. They better win the next 3. All right.
At Jacksonville.
They'll win, I think.
Maybe.
I think.
Maybe.
I think they're going to.
The Jets at home.
That's a win. Yeah.
Okay, that's 3.
Well, no, who's the 4th one?
Baltimore.
Where's that
in
at?
Denver?
I don't know. They could go 3-1 for sure. I think it's more likely 2-2. I really do.
And they go to Pittsburgh. Picking them there. Pittsburgh.
Well, that's the 5th game. No,
but are you?
No. I don't think they'll win that one. I don't know.
Are they going to beat the Browns?
Where's that game at?
That's in Cleveland.
No, they're not going to go to Cleveland.
No.
Dennis thinks they'll beat the Giants. I don't know. They might. I think that's winnable for sure.
Oh, it's winnable.
For sure. Yeah. All right, let's move on. We're going to go now. Let's see. Let's go to my sleeper team. All right.
Oh, that's not a big game.
Let's go to the AFC East. You want to do that one?
I do.
All right, we'll start with the Buffalo Bills. Their win total is at 11. They were great last year. Everybody loves Buffalo's story, the great fans at Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Can they repeat the success of last season? Can Josh Allen repeat that success of last season? They're at 11.
I hate Vegas.
Do you have 11-6?
Uh-huh,
Yeah, well, I hear you.
I think Allen's pretty dang good.
I do too.
I like him.
I'll go over.
I will too.
Yeah, but I do think there's going to be some improved teams in the division.
I do too.
All right, that gets to
I know where
my
you're going here.
sleeper team right
Oh,
there.
That's not where I'm going.
Oh well, I know where you're going. You're a big homer of this team, probably right here, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So okay, let's go. It's New England and Miami. We'll go to next. They're both at 9.5. Let me talk about my sleeper team, Miami.
Okay.
I think this is
them.
I think this is a lock to go over. I'll say that first. I think they're a lock to go over 9.5.
Right.
I think their roster is sneaky talented. I think they've got a lot
Sneaky
of
talent.
I think
like
their
that.
defense is really good. I like their offensive line. I kind of like their receivers are kind of sneaky. They don't really have that standout, but they're really solid. I think it comes down to Tua as far as them getting maybe to that next level. He's looked good in the preseason. I don't take much stock into that. We talked about that early. I don't think this is a year Tua is going to break out and be amazing. I think he's going to be good enough to get them over 9.5. I think he's going to be good enough to have them right there in the last couple of weeks competing for this division. That's my take on Miami.
Okay.
What do you think?
Solid.
What do you? Are you over or under 9.5? Let's start there.
Sneaky talented.
They're
sneaky talented.
They don't
doesn't win in the NFL.
Well, listen, they don't have any player that's going to get a lot of like media hype, but they're all really solid. Every position I look at and go, that's solid. Oh, that's pretty solid. I think they're a solid team.
Okay.
You hate them, I guess.
No, I don't hate them.
Yeah.
I've got them at 9 and 8.
Well, then you got to go under then. So we're going to disagree on this one.
Okay. I was going to point out some things, but that's all right.
No,
they're your buddies.
They're my team. Now talk about your sleeper team, the New England Patriots. Obviously, you're going over the 9.5 if you think they're the sleeper. Talk up the Patriots.
Oh, no, wait a minute. They only won 7 last year.
Yeah,
so
but
9 would be an improvement.
Okay, go ahead though.
Okay, I would pick them. This is very high.
Dennis is on my side. He's been wrong on this show a lot, but I think he's right. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead with New England.
Well, that's because he hates New England.
Well, maybe. Go ahead with New
that's
England.
the whole bias on this thing.
You don't know what he likes.
I bet he hates him. I would bet money I don't even know him.
Okay.
Because everybody else hates him. But
you shouldn't meet him. Good guy. Go ahead.
I did not say he was a bad guy. Didn't say that at all.
Really good guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Works at Churchill Downs. He's got a key to every door at Churchill.
Well, I got to meet him then.
We met him. His key ring is this big.
Well, okay.
Go ahead, though. Go ahead with the ring.
Okay. Do you like Belichick?
No. I like New England. I'm going over on him too. Okay. So there's no argument here, but I want to hear why you think they're better than Miami. My only problem is I don't like Newton. Okay. Now let me ask you this.
Okay.
Mac Jones seems like a New England
he's the guy
type.
Yeah.
How quickly do they go to him? That's the big question in my eyes.
Well, let's see what kind of start they're going to get off to.
All right. That's a good point. Rookie quarterback who could start here. Or not going to start, but could come in. Go through their first 5 games.
You have your Super Bowl team, Miami, coming in first.
See, now here's the deal. That's a huge game, right?
It is.
Because for Miami fans, they're thinking that's winnable, and New England fans are thinking, well, we'll beat them.
New England's saying we got it. They're fans.
That's it. That's an iffy game, though, right? 50-50, you would say. Yeah. You're counting it as a win. 1-0.
60-40.
Okay. 1-0 New England. Go ahead. Next.
They go to New York, play the Jets.
They're 2-0. Okay.
New Orleans comes in.
They should beat them, I think.
That's 3.
Okay. Well, they're not going to get to Mac Jones in, so you're going to rely on Cam.
Hold on.
Okay.
Here's a biggie.
Okay.
Guess who week 4?
Kansas City.
No.
Oh, Las Vegas.
Tampa Bay.
Where's it at?
You think that ain't a hell of a game?
Where's that game?
It's in New England.
Okay.
That's one of the games I picked Tampa to lose.
I might be going to that game. Did you know that?
That'd be great.
Yeah, I might be going to that game.
Well, you know.
I can't say anymore because it might spoil somebody's birthday. But I might be going to that game. Not my birthday.
Okay, then they go to Houston.
Okay. Yep, that's a win. Yep.
Dallas comes in.
Yeah, another win.
New York Jets comes in.
Yeah, I mean they're 6-1.
Oh, they're 7-0. And then
they're not going to beat Tampa.
Oh, come on. You think?
Well, the thing, even at worst, they're 5-2. That's why I went over, because I do think they're going to get off the good start. The thing is, if you don't like Cam, they're not going to take him out if they're winning.
Well, here's the thing. I got a lot of faith in Belichick. What?
I'm listening.
I got a lot of faith. I don't know what time this is. This is kind of fun. But anyway,
we're good.
Okay, I got a lot of faith in Belichick.
This is a funnest one yet.
If Cam Newton was a horse's patoot, he would not have brought him back.
Things that have never been said on this network.
I was going to say something else, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, if he's a horse's ass and he was a problem, he wouldn't have brought him back.
He's not a locker room problem. I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
your point is exactly right.
He obviously thinks that he's serviceable.
Yeah.
And will. Okay, here's another thing. They draft this guy out of Alabama. I don't have any doubt he's going to be good someday.
Yeah.
Okay, why would you want him around Cam Newton if Cam Newton was an attitude problem?
I agree.
So he's a mentor.
Because there's guys you could have picked up that
Absolutely.
would be a better if Cam was a problem.
Could have got Fitzpatrick, don't you think?
They could have got a Fitzpatrick. They could have got a Dalton, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they looked. Yeah, I think they looked at that and they said Cam is just as good. Yeah.
Man, I am making myself really feel good about this pick.
Well,
Sitting here thinking about
I think over 9.5 is
Yeah.
okay. I don't think they're good enough to win the division, where I think Miami might be. That's where I'm at.
I think they're good enough to win the division. I don't think they will.
I hope they do. I got family that's,
Okay.
that's big Patriots fans.
I am too.
I hope they. I hope
like
they
the
do.
Patriots. All right,
I
I'm
do
going
too.
over also.
All right, final one. I got to go all the way down. The New York Jets. Do they know something I don't about the Jets? 6 wins? I'm under. Here's the deal. Even if the Jets are better, this division, we just went over 3 teams that we like.
Tough. Yeah.
So what, can they win 1 in the division? So there's 1 and 5. I'm not a Jets fan.
No, I'm not either. The quarterback situation's really, they got a rookie. I don't see anybody else.
Oh, no, he has to play.
Yeah.
So they don't have
Now,
anybody else.
I read a lot about him, believe it or not, and I like the direction they're going. I think they're in the right deal.
I'm with you.
I don't think they're going to win. What is that, 6?
6. No. I'm going under as well.
Yeah.
Don't trust Cam or their offense. And so that's a good point. Their offense is not great. Even Cam or not. But talking about the New England game real quick. Yeah.
I'm following.
More wins this year in football, Jets or Kansas? Oh, Jets.
I'll go Jets.
Yeah, because Kansas has 1 win, maybe 2 on the schedule.
Yeah, the Jets, I think Jacksonville comes in there.
And the Jets seem to, I know I read your preview on racingdudes.com/sports, and the Jets do seem to at least have some direction. Yeah,
some direction. So I think they're in a tough division now.
They'll be better, but tough division. All right, let's move on now to the AFC North.
You don't want to save that one for last?
Okay, we'll save it for last. You're right. We won't be like Jared and blow our load early.
That's right.
We'll save it for last. All right, we will go then to the AFC South. I like the Tennessee Titans quite a bit.
Oh, definitely.
So
this division's not very good.
It's not good. Hold on here. Where in the hell do they have Tennessee? Tennessee's at 9?
Oh, how much money you got today? I spent that right now.
Oh my God, this is my luck.
Okay, now what? Okay, let's figure out why it's 9. What are they thinking? Tannehill is pretty good.
It's a typo on this website. Dennis, check Bet 365 and see if they're at 9.
Tannehill is serviceable.
I think they're going to be really good.
Henry, is there anybody any better?
No.
They're a little weak at receiver.
No, they freaking got a receiver.
That's right.
In the offseason. So
their defensive line or offensive line is solid.
Yeah. Now their defense isn't great.
It's not great, but it's not awful.
And I don't think this division's much.
I think their coaching staff is really strong and stable.
Yeah.
I got them at 12.
I had them at 13.
Well, I can see
so I think we're going over. Maybe this is a
well, I'm trying to think.
Okay, Dennis says they're now at 9.5.
I don't care. It's still
no juice to the over or okay, so it's even no juice either way. 9.5. We're still going over.
Oh yeah.
I'm really shocked by this one.
Yeah, I'm too. I like them a lot.
I thought they'd be like 10.
Hope Jared's not listening. This is one game I think the Chiefs can lose.
I agree.
This is a control the ball.
This is a team that could give them trouble.
Yeah,
the defense,
Tennessee,
the defense has got to be better, but still they could give them some issues. They can
run the clock.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Well, I think that's a lock for us. Indianapolis Colts are at 9.
Really struggled with them.
I'm gonna go under.
I hate Vegas.
I have them at 8. I could see them going over. The quarterback situation is weird. Carson Wentz.
Yes, very weird.
For A, I'm not a believer. B, I'm not a believer he's even healthy right now. C, even if he is healthy and he's able to play a couple games in, I'm not a believer that he can stay healthy. And I don't know who the hell is going to be the quarterback if he's out.
Well, Indianapolis is kind of like a junior high team when it comes to quarterbacks. You have a new one every year. This is 4 years in a row. They've got a new quarterback.
Yeah.
That's a little strange. I'm not a Carson Wentz fan. Never was.
No.
I think he's a huge downgrade from what they had last year. Which was
Phillips Rivers played very well.
He had a hell of a season.
He had a great season.
Yeah, and I think he was kind of the guy that got them to where they were. I think they're going to fall. in the previews I was reading and stuff, kind of getting some information, they got them second in the division, which I guess I'd have to go because the other two teams aren't very good.
Yeah.
9 is the line. That's what I've got them at. I don't think they're winning 10, so I'll have to go under.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with this. Their first part of the schedule is pretty tough.
It's brutal.
They could go 0-5, but let's even say
what happens.
Well, let's just even say they're 1-4. They could turn on. So I agree. I think that 9 is going to be tough. Rivers retired. He plans on having 4 more kids. Rivers has like 27 kids. That's why I thought he would play until like.
How's he going to feed them?
I don't know. Hopefully he saved his money.
Here's the schedule.
Okay, read it off real quick.
Seattle comes in there.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
The Rams come in there.
Tough again.
They go to Tennessee. They go to Miami. They go to Baltimore.
Yeah,
I mean 3 straight road games like that. You might win one of those first 5.
Honestly, even if they play like they're like really, really good, 2-3, 3-2 tops.
Hey, listen to these.
Yeah,
they still got to go to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go to Buffalo. They got Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
they got my wonderful team, the Patriots.
Yeah,
they got to go to Arizona late in the year. That won't be easy.
Well, depending on where Arizona's at.
Depends on if he's healthy or not.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Mike says the defense is underrated. I agree. I like their defense, but it's just too big of a question. In today's football,
I hate to tell you this, you better have some offense.
That's the thing. In today's football, I think the teams that end up winning it still have the best defense, but week in and week out, you got to score some points, and that's
got to have a quarterback. That's where it starts.
That is, the way the offenses are now, that's where it all boils down to. All right, who have we talked about?
We got
Jacksonville and Houston. That's the two we got left. Michael Myers, will go to your favorite team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, 6.5.
Well, I tell you what,
they
have created some interest.
They have. Yep, they have.
It's going to be fun. I'm not going to say fun, but it's going to be interesting to watch what happens with Urban Myers.
Yep.
Because how many times have you seen the great college coaches come in there and not done very well at professional level? I mean, the two best we can think of is the great Nick Saban, the greatest coach of all time.
He sucked at Miami.
Yep. And Spurrier was terrible.
Spurrier was awful at Washington.
And he was a great college coach. So we've seen it a lot of times.
Well, there's exceptions. Like Jimmy Johnson did a great job, but he also coached the Cowboys.
That's right.
That makes a big difference.
He also had some pretty damn good players.
Because he coached the Cowboys. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you coached Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, and Emmitt Smith. You better damn well play. And he had some pretty good defensive players. I hate Jimmy Johnson. But anyway, so who are we talking about?
Jacksonville, 6.5.
Trevor Lawrence is the other one?
Yeah, you never know. Now, I think this factor's big. Sorry.
I'm going to go under. I've got him at 5.
Yeah, Michael Myers says the offensive line isn't very good. That hurts Trevor. Also,
learning pains.
I agree with this. If they're at 4.5, I think about it. 6.5, I'm going under.
I think they could win another couple, but I'm not real confident.
Here's the deal. I don't dislike Urban Meyer.
No, I don't either.
I don't necessarily think he's going to fail.
No, I don't either.
I wouldn't want a first-year NFL coach combined with a first-year NFL quarterback. That's where I'm pretty worried. Also, Urban Meyer's offenses they're not really throwing quarterback friendly, I would say.
No.
I know he's probably not going to be in charge of that fully, but he's going to have input on it. I'm pretty nervous.
I do think he will succeed before it's over. I do think Urban Meyer will have success.
He seems like he could be a CEO type coach, which is what you need in the NFL.
He's in Jacksonville, Florida,
Yeah, not a huge pressure on him.
I think he's a star. I think he's
Florida.
got a shot at it. I would have hired him.
Yeah, I'd take a shot with him. I just don't like that combination. But
it might work eventually.
I think Urban's smart enough to know if he starts losing confidence to go to Garner Minshew, put him in there. You're not going to win games, but at least you can kind of conserve Trevor until you maybe get a better situation for him. This is a good question before we move on. Anyone nervous about betting win totals with the COVID threat still looming large? No question. It's almost worse now than ever.
It is.
Yes, I am. The NFL did a wonderful job. I know people complain throughout the season. This team got an unfair advantage over this team. I thought they did a wonderful job getting all the games in.
No doubt.
I think they'll work hard to try to get them in, but it is a problem.
It is. Who is it? Is it Dallas that went virtual? Wasn't it Dallas because of COVID?
I couldn't tell you.
I think I read that.
I'm not tied into who's going virtual or not, but I'm glad you are. That's why we hired him, folks. All right,
I wouldn't quote me on that, but I thought I read that, so I could have dreamed it.
Okay, let's talk about Houston, the final team, 4 wins. They've got them as the worst team in the league, and they probably will be. We're going to assume, Watson's not going to play.
Yeah.
I got to go under the 4. Listen, and Dennis is going under 2. He says, I think Texans win 1, and it's at Jacksonville. Maybe get a shock win at some point, beat the Jets, but they have to sweep Jacksonville, maybe beat Indy once. Like, he's laying the path to 5 wins, basically. I don't think they do it.
I got him at 4, but I don't think they can win 5. Now, it all goes out the window if Watson plays. So you don't bet this team.
I would no.
You do not.
No, I wouldn't bet this one. And
do it. I'm going under.
I think it's 30-1 that Watson plays.
And I think he'll be in jail.
The FBI is investigating you like 2 or 3 weeks before the season.
I think you're going to be in jail.
Yeah,
I was reading the other day too before I was writing this preview.
It's bad.
He comes to practice a couple of days, and he's gone a couple of days, and then the coach doesn't comment on it.
You see, like, the sick look on my face because I really think he could have been really. I think he was good, and I think he could have been.
The season he had last year,
throw it away, stupidity.
Yeah.
All right. AFC North.
All right, this is the one.
Get your Brown stuff on. It's exciting for me to have a season where there's hope for the Browns, but I'm not that high on them. But we're going to talk about Cleveland. But we got to start with the team who won the division last year and probably is the favorites to win this year. The Baltimore Ravens. They've got him at 11. This is Ricky's team. So I want to make Ricky mad and say under, but I think they're going over.
I got him at 12, Ricky.
I have him at 12. Yeah, me too.
I love the organization.
Yeah.
They're solid.
Yeah.
I hate to brag on them since I kind of wish you hadn't told me that was Ricky's team.
Yeah, now you don't want to talk
about that. I do. These guys in the NFL, they piss me off. Lamar Jackson, the greatest thing since peanut butter 2 or 3 years ago. Now people say he sucks as a quarterback. What? They win a lot of games.
Honest to God, he falls somewhere in between.
He does, but
that's the deal.
He can beat you with his feet if he doesn't throw it real well.
He's not a great passer. He's an elite athlete. He does throw the deep ball decently.
All I know is they win a lot of games.
Here's what happened. They made these, and they meaning the media, NFL media. They made him out to be the greatest.
Yeah.
And then when he faltered, it couldn't be our fault that we overrated him.
That's what we're going to get to in a minute.
So then he just sucks and he's terrible.
And
it's not our fault.
He's not. And
he's not terrible, but he's not great.
No.
He's in the middle.
But they win with him. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And their running game's good. And they need better receivers.
Yeah.
Which they've worked on to do.
Yeah.
Their defense is solid as always.
Yep.
I'm going over.
I'll go over as well. I think they're a really good team. And I think they've got an average.
Here's another thing here.
Quarterback for a good team.
They're in a very tough division. You don't want to bet this one, I don't think.
Yeah. So Dennis says, I need to shut up. He's a great passer or a fantastic runner and a top 8 quarterback signed a Louisville Cardinal fan. Well, I like to watch him play.
I do too. It's exciting.
I think it's funny. Sometimes he throws some shitty balls, and that's kind of funny to watch too. But anyway, all right, Cleveland Browns.
Are we going to do them or save them?
No, we're going Cleveland.
Okay.
Just because I see them on the screen, I don't have to scroll and panic to find them. Cleveland Browns are 10.5. Woo! It's been 100 years since the Cleveland Browns over was 10.5.
Yeah.
Really good line by Vegas. I'm going under. I think they went 10.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going over.
Okay.
I think they went 11. I want to make a comment.
Okay, make a comment.
Back to this NFL.
That's it. It's great you want to make a comment while you're on the show.
Yeah.
It's great.
Now, I ain't going to make any bones about it.
Okay.
I love to watch Baker Mayfield play.
Sure.
I have for a long time.
Sure.
And he's another one. I don't know what you want. I mean, he gets criticized, he gets criticized and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
He's a winner.
And I'm speaking as a coach right now, not some idiot that never played the game of football that's trying to make these damn predictions. And there's a lot of them that are doing.
Why are you talking to me like that?
Now I'm not talking to you. you want a winner. You want a guy
Yeah.
that makes your team play better.
Mm-hmm.
He does. If you ask those guys in Cleveland if they like Baker Mayfield,
Well,
they're not going to say they like him. They're going to say they love him.
Yeah.
Because he's one of them.
Yeah.
He works harder than anybody else.
Yeah.
And no, he's not the right size. And no, he didn't throw the ball the right way. Blah, 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 blah. All I know is he went to the shittiest team in the damn league.
Yeah.
And got him to win a playoff game in 3 years.
Yeah.
And the franchise has improved
dramatically.
And they're fun to watch.
Now,
their offense is as good as anybody's.
Yes. Now
they're not just explosive.
Right.
What?
Yeah. Well, I will say this. They've done a really good job getting players.
They have.
But any NFL quarterback, save Pat Mahomes, has to have players around them.
There's no doubt.
That's anybody.
It is.
It's so funny, the hate for this guy. I mean, this is a franchise that was as low as low could be.
How could you be any better? How many great quarterbacks have they had up there that's supposed to be so damn much better?
Oh, they've had many draft picks.
Couldn't win a damn game.
No. So
it just pisses me
off. The
off.
first year they were great, really, for them. They went 7-8-1. That was fantastic.
Oh, you thought the world come to him.
The next year they were horrible.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't play very well.
He didn't. And I'm going to get to that in just a second.
Okay.
Then the third year, that was a hell of a year. For the Cleveland Browns.
Last year?
They had people in the hell. People in the stands were crying when they made the playoffs. That's how happy those people were. I don't think I was.
No, because I'm not.
But I definitely was yelling at the top of my lungs. Here's the problem with Baker. All right.
Okay.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Glad you brought that up.
This is so weird. This is the weirdest thing. And I'm not going to hate on Odell, and I'm not going to hate on Baker. When they're together, that offense has been
a problem.
If you remember, they were not moving the ball last year. He got hurt, and they came to life.
Yep.
But here's the deal. You watch the Chiefs game, and you're watching, it's like they need a deep threat.
I know.
They need a freaking deep threat.
I know.
He's the deep threat.
He is.
But they just don't mesh. That's the key to the season for the Browns. He has to mesh with Baker. Listen, I don't think they dislike each other. They certainly act like they like each other. I don't think
a bad word about each other.
I think Odell's kind of a clown, but I don't think he's like mentally not there. I think he's trying. I just don't think. Now, here's the deal. Odell saw that success. Maybe if he was clowning around or whatever, he's got his game face on this year because he knows they could be really good.
I don't think he was clowning around.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's selfish. Okay. As a coach again,
yeah,
you don't like guys. Well, I don't. That are all about themselves.
Yeah.
And CM Punk is a good name.
Did you cry when CM Punk came back? No.
No, but CM Punk would be a good name for Odell Beckham. Anyway,
you're not an Odell guy.
Never was. I think he made one great catch his whole life. And now.
Yeah, and here's
the thing.
A lot of people think that, and it's hard to argue it based on numbers. That's the thing. This is not an opinion anymore.
Mm-mm.
This is raw numbers. First year, they fire the coach. They got like no coach, and they're winning games and moving the ball. They get him the next year, they're awful. They have him to start the next year, they're awful. He gets hurt, they're moving the ball, they make the playoffs. I mean,
I think here's something that
I don't blame him. I don't think he is a cancer, but there is data that says he is.
I don't think he's a cancer. I just think he's selfish to a point. And I think Baker thinks he needs to look at him first on every play.
I think that's a problem. Yeah.
And I think maybe since they won without him, that might change. Because I would rather have Jarvis Landry than him any day. Although Landry does drop sometime.
Well, the problem is Landry is a really, really, really good number 2 and just an okay number 1.
He doesn't have that downfield threat. They got a tight end that's pretty damn good too.
Hooper's a very good tight end. That's the thing. If Odell,
if he'll do what he needs to be done,
oh my God, that offense is going to be
tough.
But
and if he will and be satisfied to catch 3 or 4 balls a game,
I think he will if they're good.
Here's another question.
Where I'm at.
And we're taking too much time. But here's another question.
We'll go quick on the last.
Here's another question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the coaching staff strong enough up there to look at Odell
yes.
and say,
I think they are now.
Look, asshole. This is the way it's going to be. And you shut your mouth? I'm not sure.
I think they are. I think they are.
Well, they've got confidence now.
I think the coaching staff bought a couple of years and bought some cred after that.
So what if they What if they get off to a bad start?
Well, they're in trouble. I do think,
but I don't think I think their schedule's deep.
Their schedule sets up pretty decent.
I don't think it's that hard.
Yeah,
I don't think it is. What's the line? 11?
10.5.
10. I'm going over.
All right, so let's. Yeah, and I think Mark, the coaching staff needs to take over. And again, you had a new coach for the third. That's another thing about Baker.
Absolutely,
this is the first year ever he's had the same head coach and coordinator.
Yeah,
they make excuses for their guys all the time. Oh, well, Sam Darnold, he beat the Jets.
And here's the deal: NFL pundits who think they know everything. Here's another thing.
Shut us down after this show.
No, they're not. This is America. Anyway,
that's true.
Here's another thing. Okay. If he's that bad and he's going through all these coordinators, why don't you mention that?
Mm-hmm. I think Mike Greenberg finally mentioned it. He's like, this hate.
Greeny, I'm glad.
The hate for Baker's crazy. He's like, I'm not saying this guy is like a legend, but
he's
the hate.
He's cocky.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Quickly.
Pitts. Yeah, I know. My stomach's around. Pittsburgh, they're at 8.5. It's a last ride is what they're calling it for Big Ben. I think I had them at 9 and 8, so I'll go over.
Well, I have a lot of respect for Tomlin.
Yeah.
And the organization. I mean, come on, Steelers.
Yeah.
Solid as it gets.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over. I think they'll be. I think they'll be better than people think.
It's kind of an over out of respect. I don't know. I would bet this one, like run to the windows to bet it, but out of respect, I think they'll get there. Classy organization. They're like Malathon. Maybe not flashy, but they're classy.
Well,
all right.
They don't jump to conclusions.
No. All right. Final team in the division. I thought this was kind of high. 6.5 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow. I thought, man, this guy's really, really good. And then the injury kind of has me a little worried about that. I'm going to go under, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think they're a team that's at least getting better.
They are. They've got a direction now because they got a quarterback.
That
they're going to build around. Yeah. I'm going under also because of the division more than anything else.
Yeah.
They're going to have a hard time winning in the division. And I'll tell you what, if you're some of those teams in the division, you better beat them twice.
Listen, Nick Feldman's going over, and I think I don't hate it. I would go either way on that.
It's legit.
Their offense was really good with him.
It was.
Now their defense was not.
They're going to be hard to beat.
I think they will be hard to beat. Yeah, the Browns struggled beating them twice.
I know.
A couple other teams did as well.
Got to beat them if you're in that division. If they were in another division, I'd go over.
Yeah, I agree. That's the problem, and we kind of laid that out with a lot of teams. Yeah. Boy, the divisions on some of these teams are really tough. Yeah, Joe Burrow, fun to watch, super accurate. I agree. He is.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a superstar if he can stay healthy.
If he stays healthy, you talk about crying. I almost cried when he got hurt.
I did.
I watched it that day. It was not good.
Didn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't
make a lot of money. I don't care.
All right, let's wrap this up with what we're going to be doing on a weekly basis.
This is more fun.
Well, I know because here's the deal with these. Nobody will remember if we're right or wrong anyway. With these games we're getting ready to call, we're going to get shit if we lose. All right. Last Tuesday's show, by the way, Thursday, starting next week, will be on Thursdays and then Mondays as a recap. All right. Games. We've got college football.
We do.
We've got Nebraska at Illinois. Nebraska, a 7-point favorite in this game. Game is at Illinois. Going to be coming on at, I think, 12:30 Eastern time. Who you got? You taking Nebraska or are you taking Illinois here?
Well, we were talking about this yesterday. From a guy who grew up watching Nebraska, how far have they fallen? They're going to maybe the worst team in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
And they're only 7-point favorites, and I'm questioning how to go on it.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of distractions
going
on right now. I don't think that'll bother the players too much.
There you go.
I don't think that'll bother the players too much.
Yeah.
Illinois is awful. Their quarterback's not very good. Bielema is what they got going for him, and I don't think he can build it in a year. The line is 7. Nebraska's quarterback, if he plays like he's capable, should be the difference. I'm going to go over.
My boy Nick Feldman and I, Illinois +7. You said over. You meant Nebraska. You're betting Nebraska -7. Illinois, you're on the over-under stuck there. So he's going Nebraska -7, Illinois +7. Illinois dominated Nebraska last year.
Yeah,
I think people are going to take that -7 because they're Nebraska. I think if that.
Well, I think so too.
I think if that read Rutgers, because Rutgers and Nebraska are pretty common. I mean, they're pretty similar.
wouldn't take. No, I wouldn't. But I probably did too, because I'm from that generation when they were so damn good.
Yeah, I'm going Illinois. Now
I don't have a problem with it.
This game, we said we'll be very honest with you guys. I'm not betting this game.
Oh, absolutely.
I have no idea.
Well, here's another thing. Early in the season, you better be damn sure, because you just don't know.
Well, yes. If the game was in Lincoln, no, I still wouldn't bet it. I don't trust them.
Oh, well,
I don't trust them.
I wouldn't be worried about it in Lincoln. Of course, they got killed in Lincoln last year. But
yeah. And to Mark's point, that game would be a struggle. Bielema struggled at Arkansas. Probably regrets leaving Wisconsin. Yeah. He definitely regrets leaving.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Fayetteville's about an hour and a half south of here, and they hated him by the time he was done.
He wasn't a pig. Well, he was a pig in stature. But
in stature only. He definitely did not fit in at Arkansas, whatever. They looked at him, this guy's weird. It's like, you guys are weird. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's looking at him like, what? You wear a hog hat to the game and you're calling me weird?
As a Wisconsin fan, you can expect Bielema will be in a lot of close games. Yeah, right. Wear a hog hat to games and you're calling the coach weird. Might not win them all, but we'll play.
Big suey.
Yeah, that's your chant. I might not win them all, but be in close games. Listen, I agree. I think Bielema, here's the deal. I don't think he's a bad coach.
Oh, I don't either.
I think he fits Illinois. I think he fits Wisconsin. I don't think he fit crazy land here in Arkansas.
He just didn't.
Yeah. I'm going to go Illinois +7. Be close, though.
I like it.
I think that line's going to be close. I could see Illinois winning. I could see Nebraska covering. So we'll see. Yeah. This one I'm more confident on. UCLA right now, 17.5-point favorites at home against the Hawaii Warriors. Hawaii coming on the road. They don't usually play well on the road. I thought UCLA, if you kind of go back, I tell people this, little, I don't know, word of advice is the right phrase, but a little advice, I guess. I don't know what else to say. Call it really. I don't want to sound like an asshole either. Go back and watch, or if not watch, look at the box scores of some of UCLA's games last year. They sneakily, say that word again, got a little better last year. I think Chip Kelly's got the offense going. I think they outscore Hawaii. I'm going UCLA -17.5. I like UCLA.
I don't like UCLA.
Well, talking about this, I don't love them. I'm saying this game, I think they'll cover that.
If it was in Hawaii, I would not.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Coming to the mainland, they do have problems. I think Hawaii's decent. I don't like UCLA at all, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say they're going to cover, but I think it's close to cover. I don't think it'll be a blowout. Way over the line.
Here's the deal, and I agree. I think Hawaii's going to score.
Oh yeah,
but I think UCLA is going to score.
I think so too. I don't think they can stop them.
I think quietly, and everybody's been quiet for the Pac-12. You really had to pay attention to know what was going on. That was kind of a joke last year.
Yeah, you just couldn't.
I think quietly, Chip Kelly's got the guys he wants on offense. And I think that's the key. I think they'll win like a 48-24 type of game. So I like UCLA. That's one I would actually go bet and probably will bet since I'm in the state of New York.
That would be one that the line is bettable.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nick Feldman says UCLA 20 starters back. Yeah, they were a very young team when he took over. Could be a team early until the rest of the world figures them out.
We'll see.
They
have been pretty good.
Chip Kelly's a really good coach, and this is why I say that for college. This is why I say it. How has Oregon done since he left?
No,
they're not been good, and they had everything built for somebody else to step in.
Oh, it was.
Now the Nuka that Helfrich came back, it took him to the national title with all Chip's players.
Yeah,
he sucked. Then another guy sucked, and another guy sucked.
The guy they got now has got it kind of stabilized.
He's getting that. They're better now for sure, and I think they're on the right path again. But I think Chip Kelly has UCLA at least offensively good enough to cover this.
Big time Chip Kelly fan. Huh?
I'm not. But I pay attention. And
I call him Chunk Kelly.
Well, he's Chunk Kelly.
Not Chump.
Chunk. I think he's chunky. He's a little chunky.
I made a bad statement there on Bielema. I apologize.
What's that? Oh, about him. You called him a hog.
I know.
No, you called him a pig.
I know, and I shouldn't have said
pretty bad.
That was bad.
You call somebody a pig.
I like him.
Well, it was kind of funny, actually.
Because he played it. It was in Arkansas.
Yeah. And this is the deal. he definitely does need to improve the defense to succeed. I totally agree. But for this game specifically, I think he's built the offense to where he wants it, and they'll outscore him. And then I think Hawaii
They struggle.
will kind of get a little disinterested, and I think they'll cover that 17.5. One last one, and I'll be honest, I have not analyzed this game. Have you looked at the Fresno State game?
You told me we were only doing 2.
I know.
So they're playing UConn? Is that right?
Let's pull that up.
I'm pretty sure.
I have not looked at the Fresno game. I thought they were playing like a 1AA team.
No, I think it's UConn.
Okay. Well, minus
Ask
27.5.
Dennis, you'll know.
Yeah, well, Dennis will chime in.
If it's at Fresno,
I don't care about this game.
well, neither.
Let's see. Pull it up here. Yeah, I don't care about this game, Dennis. I don't know.
UConn's got to be one of the bottom 10. By the way, I'm going to do a
UConn's
bottom.
really,
Did you know
really
that?
terrible.
I'm going to do a bottom 10.
Are you really?
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun. 27.5 is a lot. Fresno State's pretty good.
Are they pretty good though?
Well,
I don't know.
they're okay.
Here's the problem. I don't want to bet UConn ever. So if I take UConn, it's like, oh God, I bet UConn.
Is the UConn women's basketball team playing?
They might be able to keep it within 27.5. I don't care about this one. I can't.
You're not even going to give a suggestion?
No advice for me.
I'm not going to give you advice.
I'm not.
I think they cover.
Okay. I don't know. Bet UCLA minus 17.5. That's
our best bet. Best pick.
Yeah, best pick of the two. And by the way, we would not cover those 2 games, but that's the only 2 we really had to cover when the season
won't
starts.
be on there next week.
Yeah. Look at this. Favorite bets of the year are college football blowouts early for sports. He's saying, obviously.
Who is this guy?
Dennis. He's like,
oh yeah,
he's working at Churchill.
He's got the keys to Churchill.
Yeah.
Is he cleaning stalls?
No. He's a security. He's security. We were at the Oaks. He had
a lot of janitors have.
No, he's not the janitor. They do have the keys.
That's right.
Which is kind of odd to give a janitor keys to
They're
everything.
the most trustworthy people there are.
Janitors are?
Yeah.
Really? I've never known any.
No, I have known a lot.
I know you've worked with janitors for
Right.
40 years.
My best friends have been janitors.
You bet. Well, I met one of them.
That's
He actually
right.
was a very nice gentleman. Yeah.
What am I saying?
So's Dennis. Dennis is no, he's security. He was on walkie-talkie.
People.
Well, I don't either. But
See, you just now discredited Dennis.
all right, we're gonna get off here.
We pissed enough people off today.
Oh, we're gonna get off here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for all your comments once again.
It's great.
My goodness,
Thank you so
hundreds
much.
of comments, and that's what makes it fun. So
It is.
Dennis, he knows we're kidding.
I know. We are kidding you, Dennis.
Yep. All right, guys, we're gonna get off here. Next week we'll be on Thursday. Make sure Thursday, and we'll be going over the actual open week of college football. There's 5 ranked opponents, ranked matchups for both teams, I should say. So that should be. Oh, and I'm sorry. Let's. I saw your comment here, Mark, and I meant to throw it up. He had a question for you about Wyoming. Over under 8 wins for Wyoming. I know you've looked at all of them. What do you think of Wyoming? Can they get over 8 wins?
Well, I think, Mark, we talked about this last week. The Mountain West is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I think I had them at 8, maybe
Okay.
7. I would have to go under just because the league is so dang good.
I think competition stuff, but Wyoming is a team that I think you can kind of consistently be around that right now.
I love their coach.
They're a very good coach.
Yeah.
He's a very good coach. So
Tough to win there.
Yep. End it with that, Mark. Go Wyoming. College football's back. Yes, we're so happy. I'll be
Yes,
honest.
that's right.
I will probably just look on my phone at the scores. I will not be looking at these games on the 28th. I mean, watching these games, I should say.
Oh, you won't be in town.
at the Travers. So,
Hey, wait a minute. I got one thing to add. I know we're running out of time.
okay.
This won't take very long.
We're 17 minutes over.
This guy right here, him and Jared,
Oh.
have been nominated for a big time award.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's not big time?
No.
Oh,
No.
I thought it was.
No, I made it sound like it's big time. Yeah, we're the fans can vote for favorite horse racing podcast.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I got the email. Well, here's what happened. I got the email, and I thought, holy shit, that's kind of cool. So I went on the website. 42 shows are nominated.
Well, there's probably 400 of them, don't you think?
They're probably 43.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, I'm sorry I brought it up. Anyway, I was going to say go on a
Well,
what is it,
America's Best Racing. Yeah, you can go.
It's .net.
Right, you can go vote. I think
Yeah, go vote.
I think we're in like 6th or 7th
Well,
or 8th.
I voted
something like that.
22 times.
Well, here's what's funny. And I don't care about this at all, right? But
Oh, boy.
no, I really don't. I swear to God, I don't. But I was I got on there and I voted, and it shows you the votes right in this.
Oh, okay.
This
So you did vote for yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I voted for Magic Mike too. So there were two or
I
three.
did not.
There were 2 or 3 shows that I hadn't heard of that were ahead of us.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yes.
Because I've heard of them.
You've heard of them, yeah.
And so I went back like 5 minutes later and I voted for us again just to see what was going on with these shows. And they had like 200 more votes in 5 minutes. So people are on there just going, I don't know if it's the people that are in charge of the shows or their friends, but they're just voting over and over and over and over and over. Yeah. So, and then I got on this morning and man, like overnight, somebody got 3,000 votes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's kind of skewed. But anyway, doesn't matter.
You got nominated. That's a good thing.
Yep. And I'm just happy that we get to do shows.
Absolutely.
Maybe Ricky's Rockets will be nominated someday.
Well, maybe.
All right, guys.
Been around as long as you guys.
Yeah, that was the 43rd show that they left off. So.
I did not say that. That was the meanest thing we said.
They left off one racing show.
That's the meanest thing we've said all day.
I hope you listen to this. All right, Ricky, we're going to sign off here. All right, guys. Thanks
a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in as always, guys. We'll be back on Thursday. Like I said, we'll move to Thursday, week 1 of college football. Also, all kinds of articles up on the site right now covering the NFL, and we'll have a breakdown of those 2 college games in written form as well. So make sure to check that out, guys. I know there's a lot of horse racing fans on here as well. Travers Week, enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be here all week with shows, podcasts, all that crap for you. So. Check it out. When we'll see you guys next Thursday when we finally get to talk about a bunch of college football games.